So, is there anyone in this room who would like to have a better memory? Better being able to remember things okay that nearly half of you? And are there maybe people in this room who would like to have better concentration, better being able to focus on your job and not get distracted all the time? That's even more people. Well, I can tell you, if these things don't work the way you want them to, it may have to do with stress, and luckily there are things you can do to improve it. I'm trained as a neurobiologist. I work as a scientist journalist, so you can say I know a thing or two about this program. But there can be quite a gap between knowing a lot about the brain and actually being good to it. I learned. When I started off as a science journalist 20 years ago, I was so eager to show the world that I could do it. I took on every assignment I could have. I interviewed every hotshot around. I worked till way past midnight and I had early because I had two little kids and all sorts of changes and no time to think. Now we all know where that leads to, right? I couldn't believe it, but I had a burnout, and it felt my brain had just given up on me. I wasn't able to plan anymore. I couldn't decide from a large to-do list what to do first, what to do next. I couldn't concentrate on my work. I couldn't remember anything, and my emotions were all over the place, mainly low. And as a journalist and as a brain scientist, I knew that chronic stress is devastating for your brain. It gets marinated in a toxic cocktail of stress hormones and is affected to brain. The first area is the frontal lobe. I brought a human brain model here. It sits on your head like this, and this frontal lobe, we use this to do exactly all the things I mentioned: to set a goal, to make a plan, to decide what to do first, what to do next. It's the seat of your working. You use it to focus and it keeps your emotion under control. And the second vulnerable part is the hippocampus. It's on either side of the brain a bit more in the middle, and this is the core of our memory. Now, why are these two areas so sensitive to stress? It's because high stress hormone levels literally make these cells in these areas shrink. You see a brain cell here of a rat, this is the cell body, and you see at all those long extensions, those branches and trees, and reach out to other neurons, limit each other, so they form a network. And in rest and in people who get chronically stressed, you see that these branches disappear, the contacts break down, they just dissolve, and the network just doesn't work as well anymore. So that's bad news, right? But luckily, brain science has revealed many things you can do to counteract this, and I discovered that when I do and in search for ways to improve it, and I share with you four most important. By four, the best things you can do for your brain is be physically active. Now we all know that being physically active is good for you, right? But there can be quite a gap between knowing this and actually doing it. Yeah. But when we were working out, just good because your heart attack, you get oxygen to your brain. While being physically active, you actually make a growth factors that stimulates the outgrowth of these branches. They grow out there again, they reestablish contacts, maybe even new cells are formed. So while you are working out, you are not just working on a gorgeous body, you are also working on. And you don't have to run a marathon if that's not your thing, because the research shows that already people who sleep for 3 times a week, 45 minutes a week, a period 3 times a week, 40 minutes, the hippocampus is already bigger inside than in people who only do stretching exercises. So I used to decide to first get that deadline and then go to the gym maybe later, maybe next week. But I don't do that anymore. I now first go to the gym and then the deadline. The second very important thing you can do for your brain is sleep well. Now I like to see your hands. Who of you had slept 8 hours last night? 8 hours. Well, you're doing quite okay. I think it's 40%. There can be quite a gap between knowing that it's really good for you and actually do it. But I can tell you, and you may know already, sleep slides is a chronic stressor for your friend as well. Already after one night without sleep, you know that your concentration is bad, your memory is worse, you're more irritable. So just only after one night of sleep, this area behind your head start malfunctioning. Along after many nights to little sleep while we sleep, our brain recognizes the good connection as strength connection are taken out, and this way it's a clean room waste products. So we really need that for a good work for brain. Now I told you I work till way past midnight, but I don't do that anymore. I make sure I get my 8 hours of sleeps, and it's really difficult 9 hours. And I like, but whenever I miss an hour or two, I sure make up next night. Of course, your brain then also needs good building blocks first. And doing food research is very difficult. It's very hard to pinpoint which specific or mineral is good for your brain, but for an entire eating part, it is perfectly clear. People who eat a Mediterranean a better brain for a longer time with a better memory and better concentration. Now, what is that Mediterranean rice? It sounds like its own pizza and pasta, maybe. Maybe you have that, but that's not the case. It's large amounts of fruits and vegetables. That's the best. And you see fish here, lionfish is very important. It provides omega-3 fatty, and these are essential building blocks for our brain, and we cannot make them yourselves. You see some other also see these healthy fats, olive oil, and nuts. And in some studies, these seem to be the two secret ingredients that keep your brain healthy for a long time. Just saying. Maybe some eagle eyes in the room have spotted a bottle of red wine. I don't know if you saw that. I hid it here behind the label. No, it's not good for you. I'm sorry, not for your brain at least. Then there's the 4 things you can do for your brain, and that's it. Meditate. And this is maybe even a harder area to do research on, but there's an increasing pile of science that show that daily meditation can have beneficial effects on your focus and your attention. And in the basic way, you can look at meditation as a training of your attention because you sit, close your focus on your breath, and then your mind wanders up to something you have to do, and you put it back on your breath, and it happens again. And this way you train your attention and also your flexibility, your emotion control. It seems that many of the functions of this area behind your forehead are strengthened by meditation training. So you can try it if you like. Build it into your routine in the morning or just before you, and you can start up the day and see how it goes. I do it every day and I don't really miss it. So with these 4 adjustments in your life can really counteract the devastating effect of chronic stress and make your brains resilient. I built this into my routine, and I must say that my brain works well again, maybe even better than ever. And I know now that it's perfectly fine to work at long hours as long as I take good care of my brain. So I hope I make the gap between knowing and doing a little bit smaller for you today. And I can only ask you, please be good to your brand because it's the crown of who you are. So treat her like queen. Thank you.